Hi, good morning. Welcome to day 8 of my 90-day spiritual virtue fast. And so let's get right into it. Today's spiritual virtue is endurance, and our reading is going to come from the book of Hebrews 10:36. Okay, let me put my glasses on. Oh, they're a little spotty. Okay, so all right, there we go. Endurance. Endurance is our ability to withstand adversity and hardship. We practice perseverance and patience when obstacles arise, open to the lessons they bring. We don't give up or feel hopeless about ourselves. We hold on. Endurance hones our character and seasons our souls. Weathering the inevitable challenges in our relationships deepens trust and loyalty. It makes love abiding and strong. The early navigators who plotted their course with nothing but the stars became strong, confident sailors. When trouble comes, endurance gives us the strength to stay the course. Endurance is not just the ability to endure a hard thing, but to turn it into glory. The practice of endurance. I find the strength to live through adversity. I seek the lessons in hardships. I do not let troubles keep me down. I accept the challenges love requires. I have lasting relationships. I gain confidence by not giving up. I am thankful for the gift of endurance. It fortifies my will. Nice. All right. And so today's reading, let's say Hebrews 10:36. So, I'm going to read 35 through 39 just to get more context. Okay. And so, cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of God, ye might receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. All right. So, there's a couple of things that stick out. And, this is for my folks, not my folks, but for folks if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, stress, loneliness. There's a few things that stick out to me. And the positive, yes, but there are a couple of negative things. And I just want to address them because, we have to address if it comes up, right? Why not? What is there to fear? Part of this reading, they talked about the early navigators, and so my mind went straight to colonialism. But just to bring it back for the purpose of this reading, it's not talking about colonialism, right? It's talking about the early navigators. It's really just giving us an example of what endurance is, of how they didn't know anything about the seas. They were the ones who went out and they mapped it all up, so that now when we go out in the seas, when we go out to travel, we're able to use the knowledge that they had obtained by them having the courage to go out into the unknown world. And so, not saying they were the only ones who did that either. So, I just wanted to address that. And I also we have to also want us to remember that this is a letter that was written to encourage the Hebrews, they believe it's the Hebrews, not to go back to the ways of the Judaic law, because Jesus had came. So the letter is really telling people to hold on, remember God, Jesus, remember that remember that God sent Jesus, right? So that's really what they're saying. Sorry, that was Drake coming on. So remember that God sent Jesus. And so that's really what this writer is saying. God loves us that much. Don't go back. Don't go back to the old ways. And so she's telling us, well, I say she because we don't know who wrote it. And isn't this the only letter in the Bible that is not addressed, that's not ended with a signature? So they believe that Paul wrote it, but you know, we know that God didn't only present himself to women, to men. Women also experience God and his power. And so, because they do today, so I'm sure they did back then. But also back then, you know, it makes sense, you know, or when maybe it was a Roman. It could have been a Roman, you know, so we don't know who wrote the letter. So, but the reason why I bring that up, and not to go on and on and on, which is what I'm doing.